Good morning. Let's do this. .96 Fahrenheit. What is that in Celsius? It is 23 Celsius here. 35. That's the temperature we had yesterday, the day before. I hit 35 a couple of times this week. In Montana, Idaho, and in Lower Mainland, I hit 96 Fahrenheit a couple of times. A little bit over 96 a couple of times. So mad at myself this week. Made a dumb mistake. If you remember, last week I was talking about how I lost the camera. So I built tethers so I wouldn't lose another one. Guess what? I lost another one this week. Last week was because I didn't have the cameras properly tethered and it was a mistake. This week was just dumb stupidity. My fault. I took the cameras down, decided, hey, I'm going to do a load secure and check all my straps on my load, put the camera down on the truck. And did my load secure, jumped in the truck and drove away. The camera's still laying on the truck loose. So the road gods got 2 of my cameras in 2 weeks. The asphalt gods, The asphalt gods have been appeased. So I went to Best Buy and bought $1,500 worth of camera. Because I think my other videos would be boring with one camera like I used to do. I mean, editing maybe. So I only have one camera left. So I shot with 3 cameras. And the one camera I have left is kind of junky. So when I went to Best Buy, I bought 3 new $500 cameras. And I have somebody that wants to give me a free dash cam, so I think I'm going to give them my old junkier camera. I mean, it's not, like, it still works fine. It's my dash cam. I always use it as a dash cam. It's still a great camera. It's just not the same quality as the new cameras I bought. Hey Milo. Yeah, well, hopefully they're not dead, because both of the cameras that I gave to the asphalt gods have small rig cases on them. Here, small rig cases. I'm going to show you what small rig case is. Go away, ad. Ad, that's not really an ad. Cage, word. TJF, okay. That's not the right. There we go. Both of the cameras had that aluminum case around it. High-end aluminum case around it. So hopefully they survived the crash and someone finds the camera and they can live on in somebody else's life. Are we done for harvesting? Take a look here. Milo, is Minnie okay? I am Minnie okay as well. Other than just mad at myself. Music is too loud. What? Okay. Music is too loud. Let's shift that. Okay, how is that then? Okay, let's see. I moved my microphone so I am louder. Hopefully that's a better balance. Okay, so yeah, the real heat is over here as well. It's hot, so we have these 2 fields to harvest. Oh, 3 fields to harvest. What are these? That is corn, and then this here is sunflower, so we need the other header, and the other one's beets. Okay. Did we bring the header trailer over for this? I don't think so. Take our time through here. I'm stuck. Jump over. Okay. Let's drop this off. Your grandfather is cooking. What kind of meat is your grandfather cooking? Oh wait. The trailer somewhere. Don't see a trailer on the map. Well, somewhere there's a header trailer out in the fields. You have to keep an eye out for it. Lost the trailer. So you don't even know if it's cow, pig, or chicken. That seems like such a Texan thing. It's like, just meat. We don't care. As long as it's meat, we're good. Yes, the mini trailer is alone and scared somewhere out there. I don't think we have GPS figured out for this yet. Because that's the old corn header. And this one is quite a bit wider. Line that up. Going the wrong way. Line up right beside the field there. Yeah, okay. Now let's go in here. Auto width, 9 meters. Let's see what that looks like. I think that's wide enough. Oh, that seems right. Let's .0 save. There we go. Let's start our harvest. Vegans have a hard time living in Texas. I could see that being a problem, yeah. Like, even going to restaurants might be a problem, right? I'm sure the bigger cities, you'd be fine. But the smaller towns would be really tough as a vegan. Ah, yes, mini towns. I think we can go wider on this. See what that looks like. Because it's mini and fuzzy. Look at all the sunflower seeds we're gathering up. Some good old Knackzoot. Jess is starting to feel better. Yeah, she was quite sick during the week. Knackzoot is what we always called it's Plotich, a Low German dialect. Knackzoot would be roasted sunflower seeds that you know, crack the seed out of and spit the shell out of. Crack and spit. So I don't like that quite all the way there. That's better. Okay, let's save that. In Manitoba we call them spits. In English, spits, because you would spit out the shell. Always called them spits. I don't know what you guys call sunflower seeds that you eat on. Hey, thanks for asking. James's wife is doing decent. She's still dealing with nausea and vomiting, but she's been able to stay out of the ER this week, so she's doing a lot better. She's not feeling great, but she's starting to feel better. At least she's been able to stay out of the ER for a week now, so that's a huge improvement. Oh yeah, right. I opened up Discord here, but I didn't actually join our group. Just in case James joins. Yeah, they fundraised a little over $5,000 to help pay for their medicine and stuff, but that only pays like a quarter of what they need to be paid for, so the rest seems to be coming out of their own pockets, and perhaps out of our pockets if we need to. Because I'm not going to let them not have enough money for medicine. I have enough money for a down payment for an RV, so maybe, if we absolutely have to, use that money. Hopefully not. Hopefully we get some more people to donate and then we'll be okay, but medicine's expensive, especially when you have to quit your job and take care of your wife. That means you have no insurance benefits, so anything that is not covered by health care, out of your own pocket. It's expensive. Oh, you guys just call these seeds? So sunflower seeds are just called seeds. Hey, you want any seeds? You know what? We would do the same thing in German. You would shortcut Knackzut, which would translate to crack seeds, as in you have to crack the seed open, not the other type of crack. Crack seeds, and we would sometimes just say Zoot, which is seed. So, that's the, or he asked some Zoot. So seeds, yeah, here's some seeds. Yeah. You're talking in German, das ist sehr gut, which is not my Plotich. In das ist sehr gut would be dort ist sehr gut. You can see how it's kind of the same way. Dort ist sehr gut, or sehr gut. So it's a little bit different. Das ist sehr gut and dort ist sehr gut. Yeah, same, but different. It's very close to the same, but it'd be like a very thick accent that has slowly become its own language. Well, that's not how you spell meat. I mean, I guess it's a version of meat, but the wrong meat. How's it going, James? Hey, James, if my YouTube influence has any power, that GoFundMe should make a little bit of money on Monday. But I see that GoFundMe's pretty much stale this week. Because 2 weeks ago I shot a video about the GoFundMe, so we'll see how that goes. I got decent sleep last night because Jess didn't keep me awake like the night before, so that's good news. She's still feeling quite but better. So your grandfather is cooking up 9 or 10 hour beef. Some kind of slow cooker or smoking. Cooking or smoking? Oh, I missed some corn there. Maybe I've gone too wide. We'll go. A little bit narrower. Yeah, I'd say he's smoking. Well, yeah, I don't know. You could smoke pork as well, but beef, unless you're making a very tender beef roast type of thing, or gristle. I don't know. I don't know how the Texans do it. Stream tonight. I would guess there's a stream tonight. Whoop, I'm full. I would guess we're playing some Valheim tonight. Let's see if we can see a trailer out here somewhere. Don't see a trailer out here. Ah, there's a trailer. I see a trailer. Right there. We found the trailer. Doesn't have to be lonely anymore. That's not what I want. What I really, really want. Beet harvester, that's the other thing on our list. Ah yes, 3-in-1. The trailer is called a 3-in-1. Whatever company makes them. Drawing a nice circle around the field. Actually a fairly small field for this spreader. Somebody once told me if I eat only one Reese cup, I will have a wonderful day. So I took one and ate it. By day, my day many indeed became wonderful. Oh boy, well done. One pun at a time. Okay. Do we have any other fields that need to be fertilized? So we got 1, 2, 3 fields here that are growing. What's the fertilized level on those 3 fields? That's pH. Oh, terrible, terrible on the top there. Yeah, so we're definitely fertilized that one. Oh, and this one too. Absolutely terrible fertilized. Okay. Apparently gotta fertilize it all. Okay, before we leave this field, what's the pH on this field? It says it is good. It's not perfect, but it is good, so we're gonna settle for good. Well, while we're here, we might as well top off on fertilizer. how's the temperature going down middle of the day? It should be the highest point here in the next 2 hours. Ah, yeah, coming in storm would do that. Yep, you're right. Thunderstorms have a way of cooling things down. Cold front moving in, so I'd say your thunderstorm might hit a little earlier. Is this an existing storm that's moving in from somewhere else and already has had tornadoes in it, or is it a developing storm that has the forecast of possible tornadoes? Forecasting tornadoes, so it's still developing storm. That is a steep hill. Yikes! Ooh. Michael lives like in the middle of Texas. I would say you live in the middle of Texas. Yeah, that mini tractor almost got killed. You are correct on that. That was close. Guess I closed the other window. I guess Dallas-Fort Worth is closer to Oklahoma, but he lives in this area somewhere. I'm not going to say any closer than that because I can literally point at his house if I wanted to, because he's given enough private information that I could stalk him right to his house. But I'm not going to do that. But this time of day, storms start building up, right? So there could be no storm there yet, but there will be a storm later on at 5 p.m. or whatever. That is Jess's current location. And I hovered over top of it, which told you exactly her location, but whatever. There's enough private information out there of ours that people know exactly where we live. Let's go fill up fertilizer and go get that other last field. Oh, before we leave, do we need pH? Oh yeah, we need to lime this field, 100%. Yep. Liming this field. Do any of these fields need to be rolled? Oh. Let's finish harvesting that first, but we're gonna have to buy field info for this field because it's gone black. Rolling field. Where's rolling? Needs rolling. No, we're good on the one field that is already growing. I should have rolled, but so we're good. I just need to do lime. Then update our soil information so that we don't have a black spot on the map. Or less black spots anyway. Can I cut through here? Yes, I can. Oh! All our grass needs to be fertilized too. But it's not fertilizing? Oh, because that is black over there as well. Okay, I'm not gonna fix that just for that little bit of grass, but okay, so this is the field that needs, yeah, for nitrogen fertilizer, bad. pH, okay, so we're gonna do fertilize and pH on that field. All right. Milo basically is calling you a liar, Michael. Um, Michael is famous for leaving information out, which is not exactly lying. But no, I'm pretty sure that Michael's not lying about where he lives. The weather forecast, on the other hand, is probably listening to local news and believing everything they say, when local news is mostly bull crap. Hence why I don't listen to news. But I believe Michael is telling the truth. This time anyway. I haven't looked at the forecast myself. I could do that.
So I realized I don't have to type into the chat. I could just come on here and talk.
I did do that. So it says thunderstorm. Yep, so they are saying thunderstorms. There's not lying there. Can we look closer to a Saturday? A better closer look? Here we go. Hourly report. Here we go. By 1 p.m. it's supposed to be a thunderstorm. 36-hour look. So yeah, afternoon risk of thunderstorm. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so there's thunderstorms. You'd be surprised. We always have this concept that thunderstorms are moving in from across the country somewhere else and are going to move across. They don't do that. In hot, humid places like Texas, like Belize, there can be no thunderstorm and all of a sudden it just develops from nothingness because it's such a hot day. All it needs is just a cold front to move through. All that hot ground evaporates into the sky and it makes an instant thunderstorm. So that part of it, even if there's nothing showing up on radar, doesn't mean there won't be something on the radar.
So sorry, you're trying to tell me that thunderstorms aren't made like in the thunderstorm factory and then get exported?
Well, I mean, maybe.
There's not some sort of like top secret government lab that's making the weather?
But as far as tornado, I don't believe the tornado part of the story. I don't see that in the forecast anywhere. Well, the forecast I was looking at here is saying thunderstorms are likely, so not even thunderstorms are a maybe, or are
A guarantee.
guarantees. So if a thunderstorm's not a guarantee, a tornado is a very low risk. But yes, there's always a maybe, but I'd say a very low risk.
And that's the thing, with like Tornado Alley, you can get a tornado with no storm.
Yes, tornado.
It's always possible. Not likely, but always possible. So are these mini storm factories located in like the same area where Reese's Cup Land is?
You can have tornadoes without a storm. That makes sense. That's true. Well, not with like a greater thunderstorm. They can just come out of nowhere. You can have tornadoes without big thunderstorms.
Yeah, you can have a tornado that isn't. Basically, you get no warning about it. It just sort of drops down because the weather that makes tornadoes is like basically the conditions that make tornadoes are really present during a storm, but they're not like it doesn't have to be a storm for it to.
Because all that you need for a tornado is a hot front and a cold front rubbing against each other. All you need.
Well, basically.
Or on top of each other.
Well, what happens when you get that hot cold front is you get that rolling air, but the rolling air is horizontal.
Yes, tornadoes are vertical, but they start horizontal.
Yeah, it's like a wave. It's like a rolling wave, and all that needs to happen is that wave gets twisted sideways, which is a thing that can happen in the sky, where you can get that tunnel of spinning air pulled sideways, and now you have a tornado. And that's so one of the things, like Tornado Alley, they'll give you these really ridiculously huge stats of how many tornadoes they have every year because they have so many. Most of them barely touch down. Basically the wind, or basically that rolling air gets pushed vertical, it touches down, and it basically dissipates. That's what like a lot of tornadoes do that. I wouldn't say most tornadoes because I don't actually know what the numbers are, but you get a lot of tornadoes that do that. But there's still a tornado. It's the ones that are really devastating and cut swaths through America that are dangerous, and you don't get as many of those every year, but you still get quite a lot of those as well.
Yeah, I've seen a few tornadoes in my life. We used to live in Manitoba, southern Manitoba. In Canada is a tornado alley.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the only place I've ever seen tornadoes, and we didn't get a ton of them there, but we would still get tornadoes every year. Unlike BC, where there have been tornadoes in BC, I know. But man,
there's
so
highly unlikely. Yep. But as far as Michael and his lying goes, I don't think Michael goes out to lie. Don't think he's that type of person. What Michael does do is tell the story from a certain point of view to make every story seem more dramatic than it really is. That's the type of, I wouldn't say I'd say misleading. He says things that are misleading by only putting in the facts that make the story dramatic. Because it gets more of a reaction out of us, right? So Michael misleads us sometimes, which is not the same as lying. He's just leaving out facts that make the story boring and only tells the exciting part of the story. Some people would say that is lying, but I think there's a difference. Yeah, I figured this out a while back. It's like, I understand, Michael. I mean, nobody can understand anyone, but I understand Michael's personality. I also understand Minnie Girl's personality. She's a silly goose. And plays silly and is brilliant behind the silliness and doesn't want people to know that she's brilliant behind her silliness.
No, she's just silly. I don't know what you're talking about.
She's pretty good at playing innocent. I figured you out too.
Lies.
So, the way Milo Girl talks, people always assume that she's this dumb little giggly girl. It's like, I see through that. I think she's pretty smart. But I think that's actually a defensive mechanism when people do that. if people underestimate you, you've always got that little bit of edge over other people. So I think it's actually a good type of personality. What's my personality?
Sorry, you just don't have one.
I don't have one. Yeah, that's probably true. I was talking in chat yesterday about how negotiation, and I think I'd look at all of life a little more like that.
So I disagree with your premise. Not every interaction in life is a negotiation.
But it is.
So I disagree. So if I go to, let's say I go to a car dealer and I go, I want that car on the lot, and I just go, here's my money, and I drive away the car. Did I negotiate?
Yes,
No, I didn't.
you did.
If there's no back and forth, there's no negotiation. I just bought a car. That's
So-
all that happened there.
I'm
and-
thinking there was hundreds of negotiations in that interaction. So I'm looking at the scale much smaller than you. So walking down the sidewalk and there's another person walking towards you, there's a negotiation that's going to happen there. You're going to negotiate to pass each other or smash
Yeah.
into each other.
And
So
see, that's the thing. I agree. That is actually a bit of a negotiation there. But I disagree with the premise of every interaction is negotiation. Because
So you're
there
saying
are-
the main big negotiation there was not a negotiation, but there were still hundreds of small little negotiations unrelated to the car purchase happening.
well, like the whole thing is, if I basically
This is negotiation right now.
so this is because we are trying to basically negotiate. So my thing is, my basic statement I'm going to make is negotiations only happen when we want slightly different things, or very different things. Whenever we want different things, doesn't matter how much different. There's always a negotiation. But let's say I want to go for a motorcycle ride and you want to go for a motorcycle ride. We just go, hey, and we go for a motorcycle ride. No negotiation happens.
But a negotiation does happen there. You're going to drive a different speed riding with me than with a different person.
Negotiations could happen along there, but either way, just let me have my.
No.
Now, if I wanted to go for a motorcycle ride, and you wanted to go for a motorcycle ride, but you also wanted to do something else, now negotiations start to happen. Because I sit there and be like, well, we should do this, and you're like, close, but let's do this a little bit different.
Well, yesterday you wanted to play a game.
Yeah.
And I killed the negotiation, or Jess killed the negotiation.
I mean, no, because there was still game.
Yeah, there was still game. We were just not
Still
involved.
Negotiation. Yeah. That's the and me and Cannibal negotiated about what game and how we played.
Who's Cannonball?
Cannibal.
Without giving away Cannibal. Just a rough someone in Sword?
No. He lives in Alberta.
Okay. Got it.
The one that Jeff
Yep.
gave
Okay.
his laptop. But anyway, yeah. So like, but I basically went, hey, do you like to play with mods? And I'm like, these are the mods I play with. But yeah, like, so there's this negotiation there. But the entire thing is like, if basically that interaction could have also happened with no negotiation. There are times where everyone's just like, I want this, you want this, let's do the thing. No negotiation takes place because we want the same things. Negotiations happen more often than not because usually we don't actually quite want the same thing. Like, when I go and buy a new vehicle, I always negotiate. Why? It's enough money that I want to pay less, and I know that's built into their price.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be like, all right, how much of your extra money can I talk you down on? I know I'm not a good negotiator for that. I'm never going to get them I'm never going to get them to I'm never going to get them to go, you know, we've invested so much time, let's just give him this deal just to at least make something off of him.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever get there either. I'm pretty good at getting a
You're-
low price
you're
where
pretty
I
good.
think I walk away as a victor, but I'm sure they still made money on me. They're not going to sell me something that they're going to lose on. Unless that car has been sitting in
So-
their yard for 2 years.
Like, there are times where you will get the deal over on the dealership. Because, well, yes, these people have been negotiating their entire lives. I've seen some people walk in where I'm like, how did you just do that? Just like through force of personality, they managed to get the upper hand, and they basically out-negotiate the people who this is their job. I've seen people walk out where it's like, didn't the dealership just lose money on that car? And it's like, yep. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought I was missing something.
So sometimes it's a salesperson that hasn't had a sale for a while.
That can be part of it, yes. But the whole thing is they don't get to make that call. The manager. That's why it always has to go through the sales manager, because salesmen would just whatever it takes to just close the deal right now. They would do that a lot. But sometimes the manager just goes, you know what? Let's just eat this one and move on.
And get rid of that vehicle and...
Basically, because I've seen ones where it's like the vehicle being bought is actually a desirable one. It's not even let's just get rid of the vehicle. It is basically this is a person that's savvy, and you know what? Maybe we're just better off to play, like just let them have their victory, because basically, yes, we lose a little bit of money on this, but they walk away happy, and at this point,
and
that's the best we can hope for.
And they're going long-term picture, all the maintenance costs that's going to come in from that vehicle, all the services.
So sales doesn't care.
Oh, okay.
Sales, the dealerships I have interacted closely with, sales hates service.
Huh.
Sales basically makes all the big money in a dealership. So not to get into specifics, but let's say sales makes 10 million a year. Service makes like 2, maybe.
Oh, really?
Maybe even less. Yeah. Sales makes way more. And also, where does sales make their money?
I don't know. I know. Financing.
Yes, that's part of it. But the big thing, used cars.
Oh, okay.
New cars, they make nothing on new cars. And that's a lie. They make between $400 to $1,000 on every new car sale.
That's why trade-ins are so wanted.
Yeah, that was before the trade-ins got like ridiculous in value. Trade-ins now, they're just about willing to do whatever you want just to get you to drop the vehicle with them. They just want to buy your car. They don't actually want to sell you a car. They want to buy your car. The fact that they have new cars to get you to drop off your used cars, like that's basically, so that's the way a brand new car dealership, the way they really work is they are using new cars to get your trade-in.
Huh.
And that's you want to play hardball with a dealership, have a trade-in as an option, but never let them know if they're getting it from you. Always leave it as an option. But don't go, yes, I'm trading in my car. Go,
oh!
You know, if things line up, maybe...
So
maybe
that was beneficial to my last negotiation. When
yes.
I bought my pickup, I made it clear that this is just another extra toy to add above my current vehicle.
Well,
they never knew that I crashed my current vehicle, and I was walking everywhere, and I was desperate for that pickup.
And that's the thing, if they basically said well, there's no way we're getting the vehicle out of them, they care a lot less about it. So that's where you basically, ideally, like honestly, so for the best negotiation for that, basically, so if you have no vehicle and you're trying to buy a new vehicle, borrow a friend's vehicle that's newer-ish, but not like, doesn't have to be brand new. But
and then just ask the question. It's like, hey, how much would I get off if I did trade in that vehicle?
Yeah, basically just go. So what is the trade-in worth? And that's it. Don't basically ever say that you're going to trade it in. I wouldn't even say that I'm thinking about it. Just be like, well, what is it?
Hey, just go, I don't want to trade in. Even say, I don't want to trade in. But if I were to trade in that car, what would the value be? How much would I get off? And that's enough suggestion to negotiate a lower price.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. They'll sit there and basically go, okay, well, what do we give them for the trade-in? And you can use that. But it is also just... so what dealerships... So when you go in... so actually, did you find this? When you went in, did they keep wanting to talk about monthly costs?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's like they want you to think about how much you're spending per month.
Yes,
not
that
how much
was,
you're spending.
and I kept going. It's like I don't care how much I spend per month. I want to know what the
Yeah.
bottom price is because they're gonna make a monthly bill work for you. It's just gonna be 10 years instead of 5 years.
Yeah.
They're gonna get your monthly payment to work. I'm thinking of financing the RV, and it would be a monthly bill of $1,000 a month
Yeah. Yeah, that's
for 10 years.
My plan once I get back to being a civilized human with a job and all of that, because I still have not a terrible amount of debt, but I have a bit of debt on the latest vehicle I bought. And with the current interest rates, it's not bad, but it's one of those where I'm like, this is more than interest than what I want to pay on a car. So my plan is to once again just basically
Once
pay
you have a
down all of
job,
that.
get all the medical bills, everything paid for, then pay the
Yeah,
car off as well. Just get rid of the
basically
bills.
that's the thing. Like I'm like once we come back, it's basically okay. Take all the debt and just basically annihilate it.
That's why I'm debating financing through the RV place or going to the bank and or credit union and go.
I would look at both. Like
Which
definitely,
one's
I
a
wouldn't
better
make a
deal?
commitment without talking to both of them.
So I noticed on their website, looking at the RVs, that I did the math on. They have the monthly payments on the website.
Yep.
Here's the sticker price. Here's the monthly payment price. The monthly payment price is actually cheaper than the sticker price. If you add the monthly payment up and times it by 10, the RV is cheaper. Only by like $100 or so, but I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
How much they pushed the monthly payment?
They
Because they wanted
And
the
that's the
monthly
thing that they
payment
want-
to be under $500, right? Or under
Yeah.
$1,000. They wanted the bi-monthly payment to be under $500. So
yeah.
here's $499 bi-monthly. It's a not much nicer number.
Yeah. And that's the thing of like that's what they're going to try to sell you on, but what you end up actually getting, there's always they really like getting you in the door with some number, and then reality is often, oh, there's a little bit of a hiccup here, and they'll try to adjust things on you, and they'll try to sell you on things you don't need, like the dealership I worked at, and I will say this because this is every car dealership in the local area for sure. They will, as part of buying a new car, they will basically give you a tire warranty and nitrogen pack, where basically what they do is they fill your tires with air that has more nitrogen in it. And that's like, I won't say that nitrogen is a scam, because
It makes a slight difference.
But the difference it makes is minuscule.
Yep.
It is such a tiny difference. It's not worth any amount of money. If I go to a place and they're doing my tires, and they just go, hey, do you want us to fill your tires with nitrogen? It's free. I'd go, yeah, sure, why not? I am not paying any amount of money for that.
No, I'm not paying extra for that.
Because the whole thing is, if that really worked the way they want you to think it works, air is already about 80% nitrogen. As the oxygen and other particles in the air leak out, you could just top up your tire, and eventually you'd be left with 100% nitrogen.
Michael, that makes no sense. I understand your car had no airbags.
Sorry, it did not have AC.
And that makes sense. No AC radiator was blowing. Radiator was blowing. Radiator was blowing out engine. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But the one that catches me is your gas pump was leaking water. That's physically not possible.
You could have a gas pump that is leaking, as in is allowing
Allowing
water
water
into the fuel
to
tank.
drip into the fuel tank. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with that statement. But there's no
That
water
is that.
leaking. There's no water leaking out of a gas pump.
No. It is either leaking. I mean, unless you filled your tank with water, in that case you could. But then I have additional questions, and
But basically,
basically
I understand your premise there, Michael. Basically, your car is a piece of shit.
yes, I agree with that statement. Car seems like its better days were some time ago.
I've had that car. I've owned a car like that.
I honestly feel like everyone's first car should be something like that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
You learn a lot of things.
Well, not really.
Now,
I did a lot of stupid things with my first shitty car. I did a lot of
yes, and
stupid things with my brand new spanking off the lot truck.
yes, but you still learn things. I'm not saying you make smarter choices. I'm just saying you make less mistakes. Or,
I did some of the watch this.
yeah.
My friends will never let me live that one down. I had been driving through the ditches all day by myself. Or last couple of days, I've been just driving through the ditches, like in 3 feet of snow, and just driving right through it. I had my buddies in the brand new truck for the first time, and I'm like, hey, watch what this truck can do. And I drove into the ditch, and it just went thump and stopped there. It's like, oh. And everybody's just laughing their butts off as I'm shoveling the truck out.
Yep. That is exactly how that works.
It's like, but I was doing this the last couple of days, but, in a couple of days the snow settles down and gets harder, and it's not as movable as it was 2 days ago.
Yep.
14 years old? That's not a super old vehicle. I mean, most vehicles, if they get used regularly, after 10 years start having...
Yeah, that is definitely all
problems.
the vehicles I've owned. Like, I am for the first time in my life not driving like 20 to 30-year-old cars.
Which comes up with its new problems, but yeah.
I don't own anything over 10 years old. This is weird. Mechanics never drive new vehicles, so this is a...
Yeah, I went to your yard last weekend. I'm like, there's no cars here. I didn't know you sold your ZX.
Yeah, I sold the 300ZX. Just like I basically got rid of the CRV and the 300ZX within like weeks of each other.
Was this an extra push because of medical bills and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically, that was the whole thing. I'm like, I need
money.
I want to go into this in the most amount of leeway possible. So basically, all the stuff that I've been kind of needing, I need to sell these, and just I'm not motivated to do so. Suddenly, I was motivated to do so.
I've been thinking of selling my bike, and it's like, well, you know what? If Jess actually enjoys this riding thing, instead of selling my bike, I almost need to trade it in.
Yeah, you could definitely use it as a trade-in. I feel like bike trade-ins are sometimes weird. It is still usually best to sell it privately, but I would probably make that call after
getting a new bike. Yep. Yeah.
It shouldn't be a hard bike to sell.
All the lights on the dashboard. Yeah, cars are not meant to have airtime. I don't recommend airtime in cars. I mean, I think we've all done it. I've definitely done it, but it's an extremely dangerous thing to have done.
It's dangerous, and yeah, not good for the car.
Landings are so iffy on airtime. If that landing is not perfect, you're dead.
Not necessarily, but yeah, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. It's amazing how wrong and how fast they can go wrong.
Yeah, I remember I had a fun bridge in Manitoba that I would get airtime with on Mom's pickup.
That poor truck.
That was a tough truck. It's still out there.
Yep.
Our cousin has it. It's painted all white again like Grandpa had it.
Nice. I'm glad it's gone to somebody who actually is not just beating the crap out of it. His dad never.
Yeah, it's been kind of refurbished. It's a redneck rebuild, but it's been repainted, rebuilt.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a nice looking truck now. It's in the family, so it's sentimental, and that's cool.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It's being taken care of, and that's more than was going to get on our side of the family. So.
Yep. Start smelling smoke after a little airtime. Yeah. Fluids aren't meant to be floating in a car.
Well, usually it's like tires. Tires are not used to getting that sort of load put on them.
Well, I put a load on my semi-trailer tires this week.
Yeah.
So 35 degrees Celsius, so it's hot out. The tire tread is down to 3/32. And I know I have to park where I'm going to park overnight. It's going to be right at the customer, but I have to go to the end of the road, and there's that cul-de-sac, right?
Yeah.
Well, the cul-de-sac's on the fire department, and they were having a meeting, and there was a couple of cars parked in the cul-de-sac. How am I going to turn around a big rig in the cul-de-sac?
Yep.
So I had to, make a 5-point turn and jackknife the truck to get the trailer to go all the way around, which means the 3 axles, the tires are not turning, they're sliding sideways, 100% sideways only, no forward motion at all.
Yeah.
And that's a little tough on tires, and 3 of the tires, the tread just peeled right off on the edges. It's like, hey, I can see the casing and the tread's coming apart. We were going to get new tires put on this on Monday, and it's not going to make it that far.
Yeah.
I need at least some new tires now. Yeah, hot weather, the tires pretty much were melting off, and then you put that kind of side pressure on them.
Yeah, at the last job I had, I really hated side loading the tires. Not because doing damage to tires, which was definitely a thing. Tires were gonna get damaged doing that. But because of the fact that it's a drop deck, the suspension, or basically the suspension arms, basically start to get all that torsion put into them. And I'm like, I'm afraid I'm going to destroy more than tires doing this.
Yeah. If it's a relatively soft and cheap pavement.
Yeah. The pavement basically.
Holy smokes! You destroy pavement.
Yep.
I did that. I went down this road and I'm like, hey, there's a nice shortcut in Alberta. Went down the road, and then 1 mile down the road they say no trucks allowed.
Oh, that's dumb.
I'm like, well, this is stupid. All right, there's a mile road here. We'll turn the truck around over here. So it wasn't even a very tight turn. It was just a 45-degree angle. Basically, I made a 45-degree angle, backed up, and made another 45-degree angle. But that was enough.
Yeah.
That intersection was fucked.
Just basically.
There was piles of pavement stacked up like almost a foot tall. I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
This is what happens when you put the no truck sign a mile in.
Yep. It's like that road was. I mean, that road was screwed. Until they repaved that road, it would have had. Once they got rid of that big bump of gravel, now I turned the pavement into gravel. Once that gravel's gone, it would have been this huge pothole in the middle of that road until they repaved it. I'm like, it's not my fault you guys put the sign this far back.
Yeah, I'm sure someone's just like, truck drivers, and it's like, you basically you won't go down a road when the road tells you not to go down it before you are already on the road. When I'm on the road now, I need to find a way off the road.
Okay, what conversation am I missing, Jess, in here? Tell me all about it. I'm not going to go back and read it.
I mean, it's not that long of a...
Oh, a cul-de-sac. You have to signal into it. So when you go into cul-de-sac, you have to signal right, and then you have to signal left to do a U-turn? I did not know that. So they make you do that on your driver's test? Yeah. I didn't know you had to do that. Okay, signal to go in it. That's I can see you going into a cul-de-sac and then signaling left. Say you're doing a U-turn. But what else are you going to do in a cul-de-sac? Everybody knows you're going into the cul-de-sac and turning around. So signaling is kind of useless. I would say signaling is useless anytime everybody knows what you're going to do. Like Highway 97 here into Penticton. When you make that corner, do you have to signal? Is James still there?
I am still here.
Oh. So
Traffic
James,
spirits just
when
on
you're
the
driving Highway 97, coming into town by the stadium, arena, whatever, arena,
Yep.
and you're just staying on the highway, do you have to signal there?
You do not have to signal as far as I'm concerned, but I'm pretty sure legally, yes. You are changing from one road to another.
You're making a 45-degree turn, but that lane just automatically turns. You have no choice. If you
But
are
the-
in that lane, you are making that turn.
Yeah, you have to turn. You have to turn right. There's no other option. But the thing is, you are changing from one road to another.
From one, yes, not a highway number, but you're changing from one highway to another.
Yeah.
It is an intersection.
Yeah, it is an intersection.
It's completely useless to signal, but I think
Yeah.
legally you have to.
Yep. I don't care if you signal or not. What I do care about is do not stop.
Unless there's somebody walking
Yeah,
across
like
that sidewalk,
pedestrians.
crosswalk.
But don't stop to merge.
Oh, I hate that. There is no
You have your
merging.
own-
You have your own lane. Just
There's
go
a
full
sign.
speed. Go.
There's a sign that tells you what's going on. Listen to the sign and go.
Well, as far as that goes, we do have information overload, right?
Yeah, that is true. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, the corner gives you all the information possible that you need about it. Just I would love if people could just
Follow the directions that the sign provides.
that.
That's why billboards should be illegal.
Yes, there's more noise on the road when you don't need it.
Get rid of all signs that are not needed on the roadway. If it's not a information about that roadway or a roadway coming up, don't have it there. Get rid of it. I don't mind like the gas station here sign and stuff like that. A simple sign that says what services are at this exit. I don't mind something like that, but big billboards everywhere. Yeah, just get rid of them. people would make less mistakes on the highway if there weren't billboards. Some states apparently it is illegal. I think Australia it's legal too, I think. Maybe just some states in Australia. But yeah, some places billboards are illegal. I'd be a huge fan of that. Because what the frick is the point of a billboard anyway? If you want to go to a place in town, what do? Pull out your cell phone and look up what town has. But cell phones have replaced what billboards used to need to do. Because you used to need to know where's the hotel in this town because you're coming into town. You need to spend the night. That's information we don't need anymore. So my little girl, I'm making all these mini bales just for you. Mini hay bales. Yes, those LED billboards are so blinding at night.
Yeah, the LED billboards are just, those should not be legal. I'm not allowed to put a basically I'm not allowed to put red lights at the front of my car and white lights at the back of my car because it might be distracting and confusing other drivers. But you can have this big like strobing sign up on the next to the road. That's so dumb.
Yeah, Save on Foods in green writing with white all around it. Looks beautiful during the day. It looks like a nice billboard during the day. And then at night, it's frickin' blinding as it flashes on from a different advertisement that was dark. Absolute stupidity. Someone needs to go up to those signs with wire cutters and just go snip. Make it not worth having those. Okay. What do you think of this song, guys? I have no problem with this song. It's the fact that it's so quiet and you can barely hear it, so relaxing. I don't know if it belongs here. Should I make a separate playlist just called Relax? How about call it Peaceful? Call a peace. We'll make a peaceful playlist here. What's it called? Haunting. There we go. Peaceful has now a song in it. I'm sure we could have added more to that already, but now that we have a playlist for it, we'll put those into a peaceful in the future as we listen through everything the second time. It's going to take a long time to get to the second time, but the second time will be a little bit shorter. And that second time we're doing random, so it'll be just randomly when we hit songs. I'm not doing a full listen through again. Eventually it'll be a full listen through again. Guess what? I'm hungry already. Hmm? No, you can't call me hungry. I don't like that. I don't like high hungry. I'm nothing right now. I'm just saying I'm hungry already. We're good. No, Marlo! No! Why? Why'd you have to do that? Drop the bale right in front of the other row. See how that bale dropped right in front of the row? There we go. Nudged out of the way. Yeah, I saw one motorcycle out on the roads yesterday, but today looks like it's very good enough weather to go out there. Are they forecasting storm? Oh yeah, thunderstorm. Severe thunderstorm alert for us. The clouds are building up in the background, but not raining right now. Yay! Hard brakes, hard brakes. Actually, lower the bale or the hay pickup to pick up hay. Funny how that works. Yeah, you heard the mini brakes, right? I mean, I hit the brakes so hard it was making sound effects. Why is that something we have to do? Unconscious sound effect we make that hits the brakes.
So your brain really wants the brakes to hit, so it's just throwing anything at the wall that might stick.
Making the sound effect makes it work better, right?
Maybe this will work better.
This song seems a little more upbeat. This sounds like an intro to a Star Trek episode or something. Go where we've never gone before. Oh, a news broadcast start. Yeah, it kind of could have that sound to it. Quite an upbeat news broadcast, but yeah.
Upbeat, meaningless noise, though.
Yeah. Breaking news. This is exciting. Everybody gotta get...
Quit breaking the news now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to break the news. Well, the news broke itself a long time ago.
Yeah, that is definitely accurate.
Highly recommend the book Hate Inc. Inc. as in incorporated.
You mean we're not just admitting that we don't like ink? That we don't like actual physical books with ink?
Well, I don't hate physical books with ink on them. In fact, I have some. I don't know where. Apparently, I own some, but I like owning them for the collector part of it. It's like I just like having a physical copy of my favorite book.
Yeah, I
You-
definitely like physically having books, but there's a lot of books I won't. Like, a lot of books where I'm like, I'm not buying that because I'm not going to read it. I'm going to listen to it.
And yeah, I own books I've never read. I've listened to, but never read. What's your problem? There we go. All the mini hay bales are finished. Before I take off. Are we liming this field as well? Oh yeah! Most definitely. You know what? I think Reese Cups taste better if you have a physical copy of them. I think I agree. I think Reese Cups taste better when you have a physical copy.
You wouldn't download Reese's Cup, would you?
I mean, you can download a Reese Cup, but I think they'd be better physically.
I think you are probably right.
Digital copy is quite lame. Okay. It's good to know. Jess is being annoying. Goodbye. I'm hungry for the rest of the day. But if you like my digital copy, then join Discord so you can actually talk to me. That would show true love. Huh?
She said like.
I don't understand the mini cuteness of things. Oh. Micro mini cuteness. I'm sorry for calling you annoying. I was just telling the truth.
That's mini micro mini things. It's basically non-existent.
Apparently that was the wrong thing to say. I'm sorry for saying the wrong thing.
I'm sorry I got caught saying the wrong thing.
I'm
You're
sorry.
apologizing wrong.
I'm sorry
wrong
that I
about
thought the truth would set me free.
That's better. I'm sorry for thinking you could handle the truth.
A non-apology, right?
Like an anti-apology.
Yeah.
Not even the non-apology. There's like non-apologies where it's like, well, you just didn't say anything. The like
The
anti-apology.
anti-apology.
Like, you made things worse in the apology. I'm sorry you couldn't handle what I said.
Yeah. Hey Jess, I love you even if you're still annoying. Does that make it better? Or is that just making it worse? I'm trying without compromising. No, not I want to compromise, but I'm trying without lying. You like this mini song? Yeah, it's relaxing and kind of a little more upbeat. Yeah, I quite enjoy that song. I think we're on the same page there. chicken cam.
The thing everyone really shows up for.
Like, I'm tempted to just do this. Just build a separate farm with just chickens in them, and then put this up and just have music and chickens playing in the background. Just see how much attention that channel gets.
Yeah.
This is the first time that this has been one field instead of two separate fields. And this is where our cows used to be, across the road there too, so you can still see the silage pits over there. It's funny how the farm changes.
That's the one thing I do appreciate about this game, more so than like a lot of the rest of it, is the slow evolution of growing a farm. I like games that have that slow progression of things constantly changing and evolving. But you also play it a little bit more that way than most people do.
Yes, I play it as slow as possible, yep. As hard as possible, so it's hard to make money, and start with a nothing farm where there is no fields, no yard, or very, very little anyway. A very small farmyard, right? So
And I'm the same way, because that's the game of Port Royal that we started. We started with one ship and $10,000, which, as you guys noticed very quickly, is not a lot when you need to buy stuff to make a profit.
yeah, no kidding.
But the game, you can start with like a fleet of, I forget what the biggest fleet you can start with, but it's like, I think it's more than 10 ships.
Now,
And like
I like to start
million
with as little as
gold.
possible.
But what's the point? What's the point of trying to build an empire with, yeah, I'm obsessed with the idea of starting something from next to nothing.
Yeah. And I often quit on a farm because I grew it too fast. This farm continues to grow very slow, so I'm still playing this farm because it's taking forever. Milo
That's the
Girl,
thing,
I read what your comment there was. The chicken cam, just have a loop that just repeats over and over and over. Yeah, make it such a long. Yeah, you could do that. I also like the idea of accidentally forgetting not to end, on purpose forgetting to not end the stream, and then just keep the stream going and pretending I forgot that to end the stream. I just have music in the background and people will be talking about how I forgot to end the stream, and just to see how much attention that gets. When is he going to find out that the stream's still going? And then say some things in the background that are not something I'd be embarrassed to say online or something like that, to make it look like it's
actually accidental.
Yep. So yeah, Milo Grow, that was a really minor. I was too impatient on that one. So yes, I have tried that before, but not a real attempt.
perhaps a more real attempt.
Yeah, it'll be hard to work in the future if I talk about doing it. So now I have to wait a few months till everybody forgot. Who am I kidding? Everybody will have forgot by next week.
I'll say, I won't remember by next week. I won't remember by like later today. It's fine.
What do you think of this song? I guess Michael's disappeared on us.
Mike's got very busy important life.
Yeah, he's hiding from a thunderstorm that's very unlikely to happen to him.
I wouldn't say very unlikely to happen. Just because it isn't super likely to actually happen doesn't mean it's unlikely.
So Milo girl, you would do that to me? You would burn me like that? Not very nice.
Milo's just the defender of the truth. She'll save your viewers from your lies and deceit.
Actually, the Le Mans, 24-hour Le Mans is on right now.
Yeah, that's the thing that happens.
Hey, thanks for reminding me about NASCAR. I should go check that out. Thanks, Milo girl. I appreciate you telling me to end the stream. I had no intention of ending the stream early for NASCAR, but now that you bring it up,
I think I'm starting to understand this channel. It's a experiment in how quickly can you build a following while gaslighting your viewers.
this is kind of annoying. It's gonna pick up the hole. It might. We might be okay. Well, if your heart is aching, I guess we should end the pain by ending the stream.
That doesn't sound like a solution at all.
That's not the right solution? Huh. Here, I thought I was being helpful.
See, that's where you made the first mistake. You were thinking.
Thinking not allowed. Oh, cool breeze is picking up. They said there's severe thunderstorm warning. I don't see it yet, but if a cool breeze is coming in. Ah, Michael did abandon us, just like I foreshadowed. Foreshadowed? Predicted?
That's definitely the wrong word, but
Michael was in the basement hiding from the tornado. I'm gonna move this song to peaceful. Oh! That's why you said newsroom. The actual name of that song was Newsroom News. I didn't even realize that.
it's okay. We still love you, even if you're slow.
Tornadoes don't blow paper off of tables. Huh. So you're saying I'm mini safe from mini tornadoes?
I think we need to test this theory. We need to put you inside the tornado.
red is kind of the wrong color on this truck. It needs to be more of a, to match the color of the trailer. We have that ability. Let's try it. Trailer's more white. That looks so ugly. That does not work. That's better. That's better. Okay. I know, make it pink. I know. I know. Oh, no, no, no. I don't want white. But I can't paint the color of the trailer, so I want the truck and trailer to match. I think that's pretty close. If I could paint the color pink, I would probably do the truck pink for you as well. But I can't change the color of the trailer. There, I think those colors match pretty good there now. I wish I could color the trailer. Oh, come on. I need to buy a different beet harvester so bad. This one just barely clears a trailer if I park it just right. Huh? What? Buy? Oh, buy one. We have no money. In fact, we are minus money. Rob a bank. Yes, why is that not part of the game? Unbelievable. That's I think, an oversight. That needs to be an option. I feel like we missed the, because we did the customization, we missed something here. Yeah, we did. There. Oh yeah, I have to collect all those hay bales there first. Yes, let's overlook that mini fact. Okay, yeah, let's collect these bales. It's just going to be too annoying. I'm not a fan of this song. But luckily it's over now. Mini die packs blowing up all over the place. But we'll ignore that fact too. Ignoring so many mini facts. Well, that's good that nobody's going to hit your sister. There's no storm yet, Michael. They make it sound like it's something scary. Storms are beautiful, not scary. I wonder if I can find that. Yes, you're right. Just hit pause. New window. Okay, I'm putting the song into relaxing here. Hang on, where is this song? It's called Yoga. We're into peaceful, I mean. Okay, where is my... There it is. Looking that up. Boom.
Wow.
Okay.
There it is, Billy.
Take a note of how the trees look. The green, full-size trees.
Dude, yeah, go. Hey. Yep. My Jeep's gone. My Jeep's gone.
You there, love?
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Trees are gone. Sheds are gone. Parts of the walls is gone.
Wow.
We went from that to that
Here it comes.
in seconds. So yes, some storms can be scary. He seemed pretty calm about it, but pretty much everything they owned was damaged in some way. Gotta be thankful for some good concrete buildings too, or else their house would be gone, right? If that had been a wooden house, they wouldn't be alive to tell that story. Put up our hay shelter here. Let's take a quick look. We haven't looked at prices for a while. Raisins are a really good price. Do we have extra raisins to sell? We'll drive by there and take a look. I'm not sure what Michael's talking about. Raisins are maxed out, yes. And we've got raisins right here. Let's go sell those. Probably won't make a lot of money, but when you're as much debt as we are, it'll all make a difference. Hey, that was 22 grand, 24,800. I'll take that. We still have $70,000 debt after that, but hey, a bit less debt. Is this still the same song? Oh no, we're in a new song that's super peaceful. Okay. Alright, this should fill up. Our hay storage. A little tricky getting out of here without hitting anything. That wasn't too bad. I'm half tempted to make a road that cuts through here. A mini road through there, yeah, it would be a narrow little road, but it's a shortcut I'm always tempted to take, and it's like, I guess I should just build a road there. Are we still on the same song? I feel this is a very long song. Oh no! This is the next very peaceful song. It's just peaceful songs after peaceful songs. That's the third peaceful song in a row. That's why it feels like it's taking forever to get through the song. I'm glad I made a separate peaceful category. Because sometimes you're in the mood for music like this, and sometimes you're not. That's a lot of mini BRBs.
So I'll come back. It's fine.
Ah. Michael said he was back, but then he said he's going home, so I don't know what that means.
Doesn't he like watch YouTube while going home, unless he's driving himself. Hopefully not while he's driving himself. That tornado might sneak up on him if he drives himself while watching YouTube.
Yeah, that. Or he'd be watching a tornado on YouTube and have a panic attack. Hide in the ditch when it's just on YouTube. Yeah, I feel like if you live in Tornado Alley where you have thunderstorms all the time, I think tornadoes could sneak up on you very easily. You're like, oh, another big thunderstorm, and don't even think of it. And it's like, oh, that's not a thunderstorm. That's a tornado. I guess it is a thunderstorm, but there's a tornado hidden in that thunderstorm. For real? Real mini BRB? Are you just going to be in the background, or are you actually going to be BRB? Are you lying to us? I don't know. It doesn't seem very real because you're still there. I think I'm getting lied to. Yep, see? Still there. Careful. Careful. Let me guess, we're still on a different or on a new song again. Oh, we've gone two more songs. That's why it feels like it's a song that never ends. Just keeps going and going, my friend.
Just whatever you do, don't start singing it.
Well, it is after 12. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours.
But you can't leave while Milo Girl's gone.
Hmm,
It's illegal.
that would be a scam right there, wouldn't it? Or a scandal. That'd be a scandal. There we go. So it's best when Milo Girl says I'm back, just go, okay, thanks guys for watching. Is that less cruel? Which is more cruel?
I'm not sure. Are you going to go for the one that's more cruel?
Likely. Yeah, when I bought the new cameras, she asked me, you want to buy extra insurance for this? I'm like, hey, does losing a camera on the highway, will losing a camera on the highway be covered? No? Oh, okay, then I have no interest in the extra insurance. Me making dumb decision is not covered by insurance? Oh, yeah, then I don't have any use for the insurance because my dumb decisions are gonna destroy the camera before the camera gets destroyed by itself. Well, I think we have at least another full load here. I made too much hay. Hindsight, putting this manure storage here was a bad placement, but can't do much about that now. I mean, I could, but that's expensive. That is actually something we want to change. Yeah. We're going to buy a bigger cow pasture, so all of this is going to change in the near future. Not sure where I'll place the bigger cow pasture. Probably right next to it on that field. We've waited 5 minutes for the BRB to be not a non-BRB. I think once I'm done collecting hay, I'm gonna call it a day. Hey James, did you see any pictures of Le Mans 24-hour race cars?
No, I have not.
The NASCAR has a car in Le Mans this year.
Interesting. Yeah, I know Le Mans usually has a lot of interesting prototype cars, and it has a wide variety of cars because you get like the prototype cars that are like they they don't look like anything else because they're just 100% purely optimized for racing. I mean, you get more regular looking cars.
So what I'm trying to show here is, look how big the frickin' NASCAR looks compared to the other
That's,
cars.
well, that's the those prototype cars. Like that bubble is big enough for a person,
Yep.
and that is it.
NASCAR has a car on there, and the car is just massive compared to the other cars on the track.
The other cars are glorified go-karts, is what they are. They're basically F1 cars with full coverage.
Because look,
What?
they're all tiny cars compared to this behemoth.
Mm-hmm. That's because like the NASCAR is just pretty much toss a Chevy Camaro out on the track.
Yeah, I see
Like
that
not the way it's built, but like in its proportion.
they added mirrors to it. They added a bigger rear spoiler. They've got extra spoilers on the back, extra spoilers on the front. It's not a stock NASCAR, but it's still a massive car.
Yeah. But like if they were doing road courses, the wings would definitely be built that way if they could. The only reason they don't do those wings already is because the rules don't allow it.
Yeah. And they put headlights on it because it's a 24-hour race. Obviously, there's real lights in it. So it's not a
Yeah.
regular NASCAR, but it's such a
Yeah.
big car.
Yeah. I wonder how tall that is.
And yeah,
That's gonna
Camaros
be
have been in Le
interesting to
Mans
compare.
forever, but a NASCAR is not a regular Camaro.
Yeah, no, it definitely is not.
Just such a big car. Oh, hey, Milo's back. And
Right,
Michael's
sure.
back. Well, I won't be cruel. I said I was going to collect all the hay and then call it an end of the stream, so I'm going to finish the hay first.
Yeah, that's recently Le Mans has basically introduced a new prototype deal called basically the hypercar, and that's they're building some really insane cars, but that's where you start getting like the cars that are actually road legal cars that start to kind of look like Le Mans cars. Like, do you know what a Zonda looks like?
Kinda, yeah.
Where it's like it's got a little bubble for you to sit in. and
Yeah,
it's a race car. It's a road legal race car.
my question is, what's the point of having like a NASCAR in there when there's only one car? He's literally racing, or the team of 3 drivers are literally racing against nobody.
Well, the whole thing is like I can't remember the percentages, but something like 50% of the cars on Le Mans aren't racing. They're there as a test. It's an endurance test because it is a 24-hour race. Just being able to basically put it out in front of people and test it is basically the goal. Now, whether this is a test to see if this might be a thing they're interested in doing, basically running their own, like running a stock car group in the Le Mans, because that's one of the things that I always find so fascinating with the Le Mans. It's one race, but there's so many different cars on the track at the same time. And I actually really enjoy it. Like I wish there was more races like Le Mans where it's like, all right, like can you imagine if you had I'm trying to think, like basically if you had NASCARs and NAS truck on the racetrack at the same time.
Yeah. I think it'd be
How
a
wild
lot
that
of
would be.
fun. And well, you take all 3 of their main series. Take their truck,
Yes.
their Xfinity, and then the main series. Take all 3 series and put them all on the track at the same time.
Because really the Xfinity cars are just not as expensive now, like stock cars. They're
No, the Xfinity is the hand-me-downs from NASCAR.
Mm.
That's why it's
Yeah, I haven't
cheaper.
actually- yeah.
They are racing the last model of the NASCAR.
Yeah.
And they make little
Um,
changes. They make little changes to those cars, but they're running the frames and the cars of the last model of the main race, and
But
they
yeah,
put
but for
different
the-
bodies on top of it. But for the most part, they're buying those cars from the high-end NASCAR, the
Yeah.
main NASCAR teams. So the Xfinity is basically a hand-me-down series where a lot of the rookie drivers get their start
Yeah.
before coming to the main league.
And that's the
Farm
other thing.
teams.
Yeah. So imagine all three of those on the track at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
That'd be a really exciting race.
Whoops.
And as well as it does basically, and that forces the drivers and like the teams to really sit there and go, okay, well, how do we like basically? It's always going to be chaotic.
Lap traffic all the
It's always
time.
going-
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to think about how do you just manage, like when you're in an entry team, you got to always be watching for like your. It's not your job to manage the people passing you,
Yeah.
but you always want to make sure that you're not impeding traffic.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the rules of Le Mans. You cannot block another car. If a car is faster than you, let them go.
Ah, yeah.
You can race, you cannot block. In
NASCAR
you
has.
block.
I suspect, thinking about it, NASCAR has in the past experienced, or not experienced, kind of hinted at they would like to do an international race in Europe somewhere, bring the whole series and do an actual race there. So putting it in Le Mans is probably just a feeler. How do people
Trying to get
feel about
interest.
this car?
Yeah. And Le Mans is one that's prototype friendly, so you don't have to be able to put the thing in spec. You can just put a car on their track.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just one single bale. I'm just gonna go sell it over here. I don't care if it's a bad price right now. It's one bale.
I don't remember where the heck it ran, but there was a race that ran that I thought had a really neat idea. Basically, it was running two different series at the same time, but they had different run times. Basically, both races finished at the same time, but the like more intense series was a shorter race, so it started halfway through the other race.
Oh.
You basically got a race going, and then suddenly another like full grid of cars gets added.
Yeah,
And-
that wouldn't work for NASCAR for a lot of the tracks, because a lot of the tracks are too small to fit more cars. There's too many
Yeah, they
cars
already
on the
have a
track as it
full-
is.
Yeah, they already
Yeah.
have a full grid, a very full grid. That's one of the things I like about NASCAR, is a grid of 40 cars is fantastic. I dislike it when you like look at a race series and I'm like, there's 8 cars.
What a full grid does is it lets people that are not good to be on the track.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have to be good, but you don't have to be elite to get on the course.
Top 40 is a little bit easier than top 10.
Yeah. You know NASCAR has charters now, right? Temporary charter.
What's the?
So basically, you have to buy your way into the race instead of qualifying your way into the race.
Interesting.
If you own a charter, there's only so many charters. Can't remember how many charters there are, but if you own the charter, you are guaranteed to be in the race. It gives you a lot of perks owning a charter. So, the reason NASCAR introduced charters is, so let's say you build a race team and you do all your racing and now you're done racing, you're about to retire. What do you have to sell? What is your race team worth? It's really worth nothing. Just the cars and the garages and the buildings. That's it. There's no inherent value to you being in the race. With charters, they're selling for millions of dollars. Now you can invest into a charter, try to make your charter worth more, and sell that to another team for millions of dollars, and you can retire, put money into NASCAR, and then retire. Rich, really. So that was a temporary experiment. So teams have put in millions of dollars into these charters, and now NASCAR is not renegotiating that temporary, and all these teams could lose. Basically, millions of dollars could become literally nothing. It's worth nothing.
Yep.
So NASCAR is in a problem spot right now. If they don't renew that charter,
They're gonna have a lot
people
of
will
angry
be
people on-
so angry. So they're trying to negotiate a new deal, and it's not going very well. There are angry people. The teams and NASCAR are not getting along right now.
Yeah, that's
The problem is NASCAR TV on NASCAR on TV is a dying breed. So how's NASCAR going to make money to pay for the deals that the drivers want, the winnings the drivers want, the contracts the drivers want? So NASCAR starting 2025 will actually be on Amazon Prime. Which is an interesting experiment. It could kill NASCAR, or it could revitalize NASCAR. As far as
that's a gamble.
As far as filling the stands, NASCAR is doing awesome. People are coming back and watching races. The new car, the new races, people are back into NASCAR watching the races physically. But TV is dying, so they're going to Amazon Prime in 2025, and that will end NASCAR or rejuvenize NASCAR. Should be interesting. But having said that, we're gonna call it a stream here. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tonight on James's stream or tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Guys rock.
This video is brought to you in part by the letter C and these YouTube members. Cookie starts with...
Did Cookie Monster
see.
glitch out?
What other things start?
I mean,
who cares what other things? For Cookie, and that's good enough for me. Thanks for watching. I'm done.
Okay. Cookie Monster glitched out a bit there. Anyway, you guys rock. Thank you for all your support. See you later.